Hi guys, Sean from Focus WOD. Just wanted to put together a really quick video blog for you. Something got raised with us today in our private Facebook group for the gym I train at CrossFit Torian by our coach Mike Towner. Fantastic guy, and he came up with something that was really important. I thought was good to get out to the rest of you guys. 275,000 people signed up this year for the Open, and now we're just obviously into the second weekend for 15.2. So we went second week out of 5, and we were discussing, he mentioned on the page, and I just saw him at the box before, and we were discussing just how often people drop off, and the 275,000 that start, so many don't finish the Open for a multitude of different reasons. Now life gets in the way, different things happen, that can stop you doing it, but also people just quit because their scores aren't what they want to do, they're not as good as they would like to have been, they're not, getting the results they really want to get, somebody else who they think they're similar to gets a better score, whatever. There's a million different options. Now I just came out the back of doing 15.2 this morning and my score was okay, but I know that I struggle with my overhead mobility, and so therefore overhead squats and chest to bars, tight shoulders, obviously smoked them out. So I didn't get anywhere near what I would have loved to ideally, but I actually got a lot more done than I thought I would, if that makes sense. So what I take out is a real positive to go awesome. So what I'm going to do is work a lot harder to get a better result next time I do that WOD. Now don't be one of those people who let something get in their way and stop them from finishing what they started. So if for some reason you joined up to do the Open and start, whether it's community, whether it's to push yourself, whatever it is, but don't be that person who quits and gives in because you just had enough and it's getting a bit hard now and you just couldn't really be bothered. Or the person who gets shitty and quits because they're not getting the result they want. Don't be that guy or girl. So 3 things I want you to take away from this quickly to put into place for yourself for the Open. First one is to really identify the purpose for why you were doing it in the first place. If you haven't already done that, identify it now. For me, it's just to see where I'm at. It's to be part of the community, engage in the whole thing, see where I'm at, get into that competition environment, just enjoy it, to see how hard I can push myself. That's why I did it. So work out for yourself why you did it, and then keep that in your mind for this week and the next 3 weeks. So it's Sunday afternoon here in Australia. Obviously it's Saturday night, early Monday morning in the States. So you've still got plenty of time. If for some reason something's got in your way and you haven't done 15.2 yet, you've still got heaps of time to do it. So don't let this be the week that you fall off the wagon, so to speak. So first thing is identify that purpose, why you're doing it. Second part is to really maintain that personal intention, the focus, the will to keep going and why you're doing it, and that's around your confidence. So if you stick this out for the next 5 weeks, imagine how much better you're going to feel at the end of it, how confident you'll be because you started something that you said you would and you finished it. Doesn't matter where you finish or what happens, finish what you started. Don't be weak or don't wimp out on it because it's getting a bit tough for you for whatever reason. And the third part is just stay in that action for the next 12 months. So if you're a bit disappointed with how you've gone this year, or you're not really happy with where you're at, then do something about it. I've just actually sat down and with a physio I know who's brilliant and just written myself, or got her to write me some real mobility programming, some auxiliary work, some different stability work to make sure that next year I've got a lot of my overhead mobility and stability problems sorted so I can be a much better athlete. So this time next year I'll be like, yeah, wow, I got so much further than I did last year. So that's all there is for you guys. I just want you to stick to, if you've started, finish it, stick to it, and put a plan in place for the next 12 months so next year you're far better than you are this year. Hope you have a fantastic week. I'll talk to you again with 15.3 tips on Friday, and until then, get your 15.2 results in, and most of all, just enjoy it. Should be fun. Thanks guys.